Why are you interested in this job?
I need a steady job, Mr. Wiley, with a chance to go places.
Tell me, were you fired?
Yes, I was. But it wasn't my fault. Retrenching, they called it. What do you think of that?
I'm now 5 months into my own private recession, and I'm starting to get a little worried. The unemployment checks won't keep coming forever, and no one's called to offer me a job. At this point, sending out more resumes seems like an exercise in futility. It's time to start thinking about my plan B.
Sweet love, sweet chariot, come for to carry me home. Sweet love, sweet chariot, come for to carry me home.
For most people, Plan B entails taking any old job that comes their way, whether it be waiting tables, manual labor, or asking people if they'd like fries with that burger. But for me, I moved to the Bay Area to build my career. So if I'm not able to find another job that allows me to do that, why should I stay? But where should I go? Fortunately for me, my mother has already figured this out. Here's my sister Kathy to explain.
What did Mom say about if things got too tough, what could I do? Like what?
Oh, about how you could build a nice little house on a little patch of land at the end of the runway with Linda, and you could grow a vegetable garden and hunt for deer and other wild animals, fowl.
It's like a Great Depression 2.0 utopia.
Right, exactly.
That's right, I could move back home to the family's 80-acre farm in central New York and live like a pioneer. Yay. But moving home is an option, and being surrounded by friends and family during tough times could be a really good thing. Even still, there's something about moving home under these circumstances that just doesn't sit well with me. After all, if I move back now, it wouldn't be entirely my choice. The recession will have made me do it, sending me packing, tail tucked between my legs. And going home on those terms scares the crap out of me. Trumansburg, New York is an old farm town of 1,500 people that now exists as a bedroom community to Ithaca and its two universities, Cornell and Ithaca College. There aren't even any traffic lights in town, and thanks to Facebook, my mom on Facebook, people I haven't spoken to in 15 years still know exactly where I am and what I'm doing. I love this town, but I never thought that I could accomplish the things I was interested in if I stayed. Besides, it's just too familiar. This is something my sister Kathy knows about too. After 2 years out of state, she transferred to Cornell to take advantage of the reduced tuition that's offered to children of faculty and staff. She got a good job working for my father, fell in love, and has never left.
When I was younger, my big thing was that I was not going to get stuck here like everybody else did.
Yeah.
And then I got stuck here like everybody else did. I always still feel like I wonder what it would have been like if I had gone and lived in the city for a while or traveled more or got out.
Well, do you definitely feel like you're not going to do that now?
I feel like I can get away, I can travel, but I feel like I'm always going to be coming back. But in your case, you did leave and you lived far away in another place for a long time, so you shouldn't have to feel like that.
But the whole idea of having to come home because ran out of money sucks, because I just wonder what everyone else is thinking, he couldn't cut it on
right. Well, that's the same thing I had, was what people think, which is such a dumb thing. Of course we know that, we all know I shouldn't care what people think, so you just have to figure out a way to not be disappointed in yourself.
Yeah.
It really does seem silly to worry about what other people may think, but anyone who's been laid off will tell you that a lot of conversations get awkward once you've mentioned that you've been canned. And it's not so much that you're being judged, or that they may think it's your fault. It's that you feel an obligation to let them know that everything is okay. And I can just imagine how tedious that conversation will become after explaining it to family and neighbors, old high school teachers and friends, and the grocer that knew me when I was a boy. So I decided that the best way to find out if I could actually move home would be to go for a visit. And it didn't take me long to find someone to talk to that had lost their job. I just showed up at the restaurant I had worked at as a teenager, struck up a conversation with the bartender, a guy that had been several years my junior in high school, but I recognized his Morocco family features immediately. He told me his wife Beth, also someone I knew from high school, had been laid off from a retail job several months ago, and invited me over to their house to chat.
I was a retail manager for this company called Second Time Around. They're like a high-end consignment shop. Only open a year until they decided to close it down. So I think it was just bad timing, and the economy obviously is not doing well. So.
And what kind of timing was it for you?
Not great, because I was pregnant.
And you found out before? After?
I think we found out after. After. Everything was within the same week, but it was just after.
So what was your thought process when you found out you were pregnant after you got laid off?
A little bit of the oh shit going on. Kind of, yeah.
Well, they talk about trouble, I've had it all my days. Trouble, had it all my days. Seem like trouble gonna carry me to my grave.
Although Beth has sent out close to 100 resumes, it's probably unlikely that she'll find another job before the baby is due. But they're pinching pennies and getting by. They've got Matt's income, and Beth receives the New York State maximum in unemployment, $405.
Like, if you're only getting like 405 in like New York City, you're done. You could, depending on where you live and what you do and stuff like that, you could stretch it out for quite a while.
Yeah. So it definitely seems more doable
and
here.
Especially if you're in a small town like this, you could bartend and get paid under the table, and so they don't know about it. You know what I mean? You could sneak by, and you know people, and
yeah, totally.
Seem like trouble gonna carry me to my grave.
Having been gone for nearly 15 years now, I often forget that a place like this is no stranger to tough times. Although Ithaca remains somewhat insulated from the recession, thanks to its college economy, the rest of New York State's agricultural and manufacturing base has been in steady decline for years. People have perfected sneaking by. So one more guy coming home during hard times really isn't anything new. Like Matt says, I know people here. People that would help me out in a heartbeat if need be, without any awkward conversation about getting laid off.
T-Berg is always welcome.
Yeah, it's, you know, in the summertime.
No one's gonna turn you away, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Everyone's not gonna be like, oh, he's back, he lost his job, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
It's T-Berg, they're just gonna be like, alright, what do you want to do now?
Yeah, pretty much.
I was living in a devil town. I didn't know it was a devil town. Oh Lord, it really brings me down about the devil town.
Will I go back? I really don't know, but at least I'm not worried about it anymore. I've got my plan B, and it'll work out just fine. No questions asked.
All my friends were vampires. Didn't know they were vampires. Turns out I was a vampire myself in the devil town. Devil town. Didn't know it was a devil town. Oh Lord, it brings me down about the devil town.